it is me, Demetra K, and I'm sitting here with Donovan, his heart don't pump no Kool-Aid, Sadiq. He is the bells and the whistles to everything you see. The green screen, this studio, he's upgrading the studio. And so we are doing more and more things. Also, hello to you guys on Facebook and those who are listening to the various podcasts. We have Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Podbean, and Spotify. In addition to YouTube, that eventually will see this video on this Sunday. And I feel like I have to give a date now because sometimes we don't put them out right away, and I don't want people to think, oh, she's hijacked our material or whatever.
Gotcha, right.
So it is now Sunday, the March the 3rd, okay, at 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Right.
Isn't that stupid?
well, the thing is, when the videos go up, there is a date tag on there.
Oh, okay. So, well, I mean, like, who's really looking at that?
You gotta hit the description thing, and you'll see the date thing right there.
Right. Okay. So anyway, again, hello to YouTube. I mean, not to YouTube. To Facebook. I'll wait till you guys get on so we can have our discussion. It's going to be a pretty open discussion. Nothing, well, I don't want to say it's nothing too serious. I just didn't dig very deep this week as far as a lot of research because I don't feel like this one actually needs a whole lot of research. It's just a conversation we're going to have. And so also I'd like to say thank you to Marcus Guyton, who helped spread the message to various outlets on Facebook so that more and more people can have a conversation with us. And so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Okay, so the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of the things that go on in our community to make us an even better people, right? Okay, and so the topic of discussion is, and for those of you guys on Facebook, you won't see Donovan because he's off to the side. He's going to be live tweeting and
on Spreaker,
on Spreaker and manning the various podcasts, and so you won't see him, but you will hear him. And I promise you guys to get to every last one of your comments. And thank you, Marcus, for putting that up there. Okay, and so why do we crack the whip harder than the oppressor? Okay, hear me out. And this is in regards to I keep want to call her Veronica, Valencia Love, and RKelly. And we'll throw Oprah Winfrey in there too. Okay, so as we all know, RKelly was recently arrested on 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse on 4 accusers, ranging from 13 to 18 or something like that during the time, all right? His bail was set at $1 million. He only needed 10% of that, which was $100,000 to bail out. He was bailed out by someone who referred to themselves as a friend on the bond paperwork, okay? It was later discovered that a woman by the name of Valencia Love was actually his benefactor. Now, I'm not really for sure how they found her because it didn't seem like she was trying to be found. But, eventually people find you.
Public record.
Right, but on the bond paper, she only listed herself as a friend. So somebody, dimed on her. I don't know how they found out, but they did, okay? And so it was later discovered, as I said, Valencia was his benefactor. Okay, Love said that the money used to bail RKelly out was not her money, but she would not reveal the source. And so a lot of people were saying
it's RKelly's money hidden there.
Well, some people were saying, well, it was probably his money, but then his lawyer before that, a couple of days before that, said he can't get out because he's broke due to people using him. Well, this is a statement that his lawyer went on record and said, which is why he stayed in jail. Some people have speculated maybe it's his money. Some other reports have come out that Valencia actually won a lawsuit due to the death of her child. Her and her husband at the time did, and they won like $1 million, and so they're thinking maybe that's where the money came from. But I'll continue here. Okay, and so let's see. In regards to RKelly being accused of sexual assault, Love said the following: "He's my friend, and he needed help. There are 3 sides to every story. His side, there's the alleged victim side, and the truth. I can't say they're lying, the girls and the young ladies. It wasn't my money. I'm not going to say whose money it is. I don't condone any man sodomizing anyone or abusing a woman." These are her statements. "Look at all these priests. Why isn't anyone going after them? They're having a summit over that now. Why isn't anyone focused on Kiara Coles, a missing pregnant postal worker in Chicago, gone since October 2018? The media focused on Jamie Kloss. I think that was a white woman who was murdered by her husband or something like that. Okay. And why isn't anyone looking for Kiara? He's RKelly. R. Kelly, has only been a gentleman to me. This is her. The prosecutors and the attorney general need to be prosecuting the priests that were sleeping with 5 and 6-year-old children. All right. So, Valencia Love is also the owner of a restaurant called Love on the Blue. Since it was discovered that she was the one that bailed R. Kelly out, people have been calling for a boycott of her business, and they've been going to Yelp in hopes of destroying her reputation and her business. Yelp has since had to delete negative comments because they'll do that if people go on there and put erroneous comments that aren't related to them actually going into the restaurant and getting bad service. They'll delete the comments of people who say, you know, like her, for instance, who's getting a backlash on social media. So they'll go ahead and delete that. And they'll also put up a disclaimer saying, you know, there's something else going on here. So Yelp has had to delete a lot of those comments. Okay. Now, other than that, the restaurant is known for serving really good food and signature French toast. It's supposed to be really good. It is also said that she owns a daycare, which a lot of people took issue with that. Now, here are just a few examples of tweets that are against Valencia Love. I'm going to get her name right eventually. Okay, at Purple Rainbow tweeted, Valencia Patrice Love, like she put her whole name out there. The woman who bailed out R. Kelly owns restaurants such as Love on the Blue and a daycare called the Lord and Child Christian Daycare. I pray y'all get your children out of there. Hashtag R. Kelly. At Libra Sun said, Valencia Love, unfortunately for your friend, quote unquote, decided to go to the very same McDonald's where he's known to solicit young girls as soon as you bailed him out. Parents need to be warned just in case you allow your friend, quote unquote, on the premises of your daycare center. Okay, I'm coming to an end here. Now, admittedly, it is not just black people who are calling for Valencia Love to be taken down, but it's enough of us who are. I will also say that if R. Kelly and I were friends and I had $100,000 to bail him out, I would not have done it, okay? I'm just going on the record. I'm not like in the bag for R. Kelly. I would not have bailed him out, okay? I'm just saying that. So I get it on that part. Okay, with that being said, here's my real point of contention. The energy that is being put towards destroying Valencia Love is the same energy that should have been used toward R. Kelly when he first married Aaliyah. Why were we okay with it then? All right? It's the same energy that should have been used when investigative reporter Jim DeRogatis was constantly writing factual articles about the horrors that Kelly exacted on girls. Why wasn't he taken seriously back then? It's the same energy that should have been used to shut down the Waffle House for instigating and orchestrating the brutality and sexual abuse, because it was sexual abuse, of our sister Chiquizia Clemens over a dispute of a 50-cent plastic silverware or whatever set. Why are they still open? It's the same energy that should have went into shutting down the Asian beauty supplies that brutalized our sisters over false accusations of stealing. Why are they still open? It's the same energy that should have went into shutting Ed Buck, a gay Democrat political donor who has had 2 black men, Timothy Dean and Jamel Moore, mysteriously die at his house within a 2-year time span. 2 in 2 years. And he's just walking free, you know. And let's see, Buck is notorious for preying on gay black men. Why aren't we holding him accountable too? There's a lot of situations that we could have and should have been putting our energy into, but we did not and are not. So, why are we willing to crack the whip on our own harder than the oppressor? And 2 questions here. Does Valencia Love deserve to be targeted? Okay, so I'm going to get to all of you guys' comments. I know that was a lot, but that's kind of where I wanted to go this week because, you know, I get that people are mad, but we're like, well, do we just destroy everybody? You know, I'm confused. Like, we put so much energy in trying to destroy someone like Valencia Love, yeah, I understand you can be mad about it, but you want to destroy her? I mean, isn't it her right to do that?
Sure,
it's
absolutely.
her money.
Absolutely. Now, what is the percentage of people that are commenting? Is that male or female? What is the percentage?
On her.
On her
you trying to, I see what you're doing. Donovan is trying to goat me into some nonsense.
No, that's not.
But I see mostly, I see a lot of women who are mad at her. Okay, right. And I guess rightfully so. Women are nurturers, so that's I mean I get that. All right, so hey Dwight, hey Terrence, hey Tammy. Says hello beautiful to you as well. You love my hair. You know I have to take my braids out. I was getting tired of them. But I'll do something different next week. But thank you. And then Terrence said your hair is I believe that's DAF, dope as F. Thank you. And Michelle, how you doing? He says love the mohawk. Thank you. And so Marcus just put up the topic. Thank you so much for that. And Derek, what's happening? And Dwight says black love and knowledge. Absolutely. And Tay says, hey, D&D. And Dwight says, I'm hearing Miss Love is treated as an investment. What's happening, Samuel? I mean, yeah, Samuel. So I don't see any more comments. I'm going to be checking on my phone because I know we had some drama last week.
Government.
So the government. Hey, Gina. And so I want to, that's what I want to know from you guys. I mean, does Valencia Love deserve to be destroyed? Because that's my assessment. It looks like people are trying to destroy this woman because she bailed out who she says was her friend, RKelly, out of jail. And she says, you know, he was going to be bailed out anyway on Thursday. I guess it was taking him a little bit more time to get the money. But she had the money, however she acquired it. Mm-hmm. So she bailed him out. She said that they, I guess they met on a cruise that he did, some cruise he sung on or something. And that's how they became friends. And so, but I was also, as I was doing some digging, so I did do a little research. It's, people are just saying it's probably her money that she got from the lawsuit of the loss of her child, because a couple of years before that, she actually had to file bankrupt because I guess she had some bad business investments and she went broke for whatever. One point she couldn't even pay. She had almost $3,000 worth of traffic tickets and she couldn't pay those.
Wow.
And so here she is, but she says it's not her money. And so let me get to your comments. I saw some pop up. Dwight says, your hair is the best. Thank you. And Valencia means, well, I don't blame her. Yeah, I mean, I just think the energy is so misdirected. Like, we're going to put bullseyes on everybody. I mean, if that's the case, everybody who's associated with RKelly should have a bullseye on. I mean, everybody. Hey, James. I should say Commissioner Baker to be more respectful. How are you? And Tay says, let's be real. A lot of black people don't care about RKelly or anything that is worth boycotting or leaving behind. We care about a hot beat. Uh-oh. Wow. Cheap bundles. Your cheap bundles are turning a blind eye. Let's see. Uh-oh. She talking about some bundles here. Or turning a blind eye because it's easier to go with the flow versus taking a stand or doing what is right. If we truly cared about molestation and sexual assault within our community, we would have done something forever ago versus waiting for white folks to tell us what to be mad about. Absolutely. Absolutely. But to your point, to piggyback off your point, because I 100% agree with that. And so it's like, now here this girl is bailing him out and now we're just super mad at her. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, let's put the energy where the energy belongs, and that is truly on him. I mean, and then if you want to be mad at the judge who granted him bail. I mean, they could have kept him. Right.
Well, no, not so. The Constitution says you have to give them bail.
Well, I'm saying in some cases they deny bail.
Yeah, it had to be extreme.
Well, I mean, some people will say that was extreme, but
no, it's not extreme because it's a black woman. It's affecting black women.
But I'm saying, if we want to be mad, go stalk the judge.
Right.
Because he granted the bail. Right? 2. And Tammy says, black folks should not destroy this woman's business. It's her right to bail him out. My sentiments exactly. I mean, it's her right. Right now, he hasn't been found guilty of anything. And that's unfortunate because, I don't want to use the word no, but just from the evidence we've seen and the testimonies, he's done something. This is not an innocent man. Okay, and Tay says it's so I read that. No, he says it's her right to bail out a sexual predator, but she can't be exempt from the consequences of siding with him. Well, and this is my other question too. Like, who are we to exact consequences on this lady? She is in America. an American exercising her right to bail her friend out. So who are we? And I'm not saying this to you specifically, Tam. I'm just asking a general question. But who are we to say to exact consequences on this lady? Like, what are we gonna? We want to shut her down because she's doing what's legally within, for her to do. So who are we to do that? But I get it because, like I said, I'm in PR. I understand, when you do things, especially publicly, people will hold you accountable. But who are we? And so the wife says she will not be destroyed because it is only a friendship, quote unquote. It's not like Oprah or Michael Jordan bailed him out. Well, honestly, I think it's easier for us to attack somebody like a Valencia Love because she's not, I don't want to call her nobody, but she's not a celebrity, if you will. And so we tend to go after people who are not as famous more so than we do Oprah or, like I said, Michael Jordan. Because if it hadn't been them, I don't think it would have. A matter of fact, a lot of people would say, well, maybe he's not guilty. Maybe, if they're behind it,
Good point.
And then Donovan, I don't know why you couldn't have said it, said 60% of those posts were from black women. You just wanted me to read it. 60% of those posts were from black women, always jumping on the latest trends. Do you want to talk about that?
Well, what I mean is, they weren't concerned about it. Like you said, the RKelly thing back in the day. Oh, now it's the latest trend. Tomorrow's going to be something different. Completely.
That was Donovan. And Tammy says, they really do need to focus on those priests who are sleeping with those little boys. Yeah, I mean, and they do need to focus on that. And to me, it all needs to be focused on. But it's like, especially us. Like, why? I just don't, like, that makes me mad to think about people really trying to destroy this woman. And it doesn't, because it'd be different if she said, hey, I'm the one that did it. It sounded like it was done incognito and somebody pulled the blinds off of her operation. And so now, we know who she is and now we want to chastise her and destroy her. You know what I'm saying? It was something that was done in the dark in the first place. Probably because she knew that if I helped my friend, I was going to face all of this. And so, but you're right, Tammy. They do need to focus on that. And Donna says, asking the government to shut down Demetria K's show because she is waking the people up. Is that what you're over there doing?
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I got you now. And Al says, arrest Belle Biv DeVoe for those lyrics of this popular song, Backstage Underage Adolescent. How are you doing? Fine, she replied. I said, I like to do the wild thing. Action took place, kind of, what you tripping, kind of wet. I like the Jimmy. I need a body bag doing. Well,
however,
Al has a thing against Belle Biv DeVoe for some reason. But I mean, all right, if you want to look at those lyrics, maybe in hindsight they're probably like, yeah, we probably. I mean, well, let's go get Big Daddy Kane too, and all of the other singers who have put lyrics talking about girls being 17. Just a whole host of people. So. Those are lyrics, not very good ones, but does that make them bad people? They're entertainers, unless they've actually acted upon that. And so, nice try though, Al. Hey, Dewan. It says, no, she does not. This is ridiculous. If I go to jail and don't have the money for bail, I wouldn't give a damn who bails me. I know that's right. Black people have a severe self-hate complex and do crack the whip harder on ourselves than the enemy. I said this is still a so-called free democracy with laws, procedures, and rules. One of them is if allowed, bail you out, can post bail. Everyone has the right to be heard in front of a judge. I want to know what those parents receive in exchange as well. She's right. She did nothing wrong. Listen, they denied Bill Cosby bail and granted Harvey Weinstein bail, and he's still walking the streets. Absolutely. I mean, she didn't, point, like they tell the kids to point on the place where the dog, where he touched you. Point on the part of her story where she was wrong. What did she do wrong? Now, morally, I guess if you want to go on the side of morally, or as far as society is concerned, we don't like it, okay, yeah, you might have something there, but what did she technically and legally do wrong? All right? And so the wife says, you are right, because the judge could have kept him until trial. Law does not allow it until due process. Yeah, so, I mean, there's a whole, if we want to be mad at a whole host of people who helped him get out of jail, if you will. And then, technically speaking, again, I mean, he hasn't been found guilty yet. Will he now? We'll find out,
Circumstantially, he probably will.
I mean, I think if R. Kelly is found guilty, because we heard that there's other stuff. It sounds like it's pretty damning. So if it's really damning, it'll probably go to be sentenced for that. And then all the hoopla going on around it too. I mean, people probably like it's time.
Me Too. Where's Me Too movement?
Oh, Me Too is. I mean, I don't know where Me Too is exactly with this, but we've heard them more vocally when it was Hollywood doing it to white women. So. Donna says, I personally do not take advice from clowns with other people's hair on their head and eyelashes that look like a whore. Wow, who is that?
I'm just saying this look that these women that are making those comments.
Oh, Donovan is on one today. I just want you to know the comments and the opinions of that guy does not have nothing to do with me.
Right.
All right. Ooh.
No, but you know what I mean? A lot of these women that are making those comments, oh, he should read it. I can't take advice from you. And I don't think you're the moral authority to say who can do what. I mean, how many of those women are letting their boyfriends in the house while their daughter's home?
Well, you know what? I don't agree with the whole part,
okay,
but
gotcha.
I will concede the point to you this point. I have seen a lot of people, just this point only, don't get too happy. I've seen a lot of people say, to your point, a lot of women who were mad at this woman for bailing R. Kelly out are probably some women who are spending the food stamps on, the dudes, the boyfriends, and, money and all kind of stuff, who are men who aren't any good. So it's like, to your point, who are you to be the moral authority? And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, my cousin just chimed in, and she said she wears weaves and eyelashes, and who you calling whore? Don't let me see you in the street, punk.
Dot his eye. Yeah. Dot both of his eyes for me. Okay?
First cousin. Like a sister to me, ready to
dot both of his eyes.
Okay.
And Tammy says exactly, she has the right to exercise her right to support her friend. Okay, and you also say everyone deserves some support despite their negative behavior if this is still going on.
Well, I think the biggest thing is you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Supposed to be. You're supposed to be.
Unless you're black.
And don't write down Stephon Clark, because we need to talk about that as well. And Dwight says 60% is not bad because most black women are on social media. They are focusing on the priest. The lady will be fine. She's an enigma. I think she'll be fine too, but it's like.
But to hurt her business.
Yeah, to hurt her business, to destroy her. She has a daycare. I doubt very seriously she's going to let R. Kelly come. I hope she's not. Up in the daycare and all that other stuff. So it's like, so what, do we just keep destroying everybody and then what? Then what was that the end game, to just destroy everybody? And then Donovan, he says, we have to take care of our own yard before we worry about other people's yard. The Catholic and the boy raping scandal will take care of itself. Well, how long is it going to take? Hold that thought.
It's been gone for 2,000 years.
Right.
2,000 years.
2,000 years. So how long is it going to take? However, they won't do anything because the Catholic Church is monetarily strong. So they got deep roots.
No, deep pockets.
Deep pockets and deep roots. But to your point, it says it will take care of its own. But like you said, it's been going on for 2,000 years. Well, they need another 2,000 more years.
Because of the money. The Catholic churches around the world. That's why you don't see law enforcement getting involved in the Catholic Church's business.
Which I really don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
That why
it's
they.
About
there's
money.
Thousands of kids.
It's about the money.
Right. And Amanda.
Oh yes, yes, Lord.
You need me to fan you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That woman.
She says, Al has a point. I'm sure somebody loved those lyrics. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have a point. He has a point, but my thing is this. Are they lyrics? And I don't agree with them that maybe I agree that they should have found something else. But I mean, they're not the only ones. And are they actually that? Have they actually been with adolescents? So to me, that's because we can get into silly season. I think once we start going down that road, if that's the case, we need to get the Rolling Stones and
Marlon Brando, all these icons,
Marvin Gaye, and all of them. I mean, they've all had some questionable. I mean, I was listening to Teddy Pendergrass the other day. I was going to visit my father, and come on and go with me. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, I can't do it. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes,
my car's right outside.
Come on over to my place.
That's right.
And she was like, no, how do I? And I'm like, well, somebody could make an issue out of that song. He pressured me into coming over, So anyway, and you also say, you said somebody lived. Oh, she's not loved those lyrics. Somebody lived those lyrics. Okay,
gotcha,
got it. I hope it wasn't none of them.
Well, I happen to know Big Butt and a Smile. That is a culture female.
Okay.
Fact.
And Dwight says Al is right because those rappers do not get it. It's just abuse. Yes, dire folks. I mean, yeah, but it's not just the rappers. I'm not making excuses, but I mean, we didn't have a problem when we was in the club.
Exactly, and they still don't have a problem now. What's that girl?
Yeah.
The Chocolate Girls or City Girls. The whole videos. I mean, I never even seen
the ones that be with Cardi B.
Yeah, they just twerking. The whole video. They're just. I mean, just skanking.
How many times did you watch it?
I don't think I watched it a full video. I don't think I watched it a full video. Seriously, I just saw the boat scene and I was done. I mean, I was done. Seriously.
I take your word for it.
Seriously.
I know you done it?
No, seriously. Okay. Young girls like that?
Okay,
I'm done.
Tammy says, I knew this was going to happen to him after they found Bill Cosby guilty, destroyed the black man. I believe those women are lying anyway. Watch out, Tammy. Woo. You talking about the women with Bill Cosby or the women with R. Kelly?
Wait, the women and the man with Bill Cosby.
You know what? Because I have some issues with y'all know how I feel about the Bill Cosby thing. I just believe it's all hogwash. It just is.
To me, that was the test case to say if we can get him.
Absolutely, we take down the big fish. And everybody else is next. We take down the big fish. Everything else is easy. Absolutely. The wife says she did not do anything wrong since they are friends. Well, yeah, I mean, even if they weren't friends, I mean, people bail out.
Yeah, they don't care
all the time.
They don't care where the money's coming from. You got some bail bondsmen that will bail you out and put a high interest on you just so they can make money in their company.
Absolutely. And Dewan says, so if his mother or sister bailed him out, would it be right to attack them? Shaking my head. I mean,
good point.
He was allotted bail.
That's right.
And he got out. So, I mean, where is the issue here? Yeah, okay. People are saying, oh, you know, she let a child molester out of jail and he went right back to the McDonald's.
He's not a child molester. He hasn't been convicted.
Well, this is what people are saying.
Yeah.
And then he went to have McDonald's at the same McDonald's that he's solicited young girls from. You know,
and then guess what? If it comes out and, you know, he's stupid enough to do that, he deserves what he's going to get in the court case.
Agreed. I mean, hey, Cindy, where you been? And Amanda says, Gene says he's in the audience. Hey, Gene. It's my grandfather.
Oh, hey.
We are from the school where we call our grandparents by their names.
By their name. Oh, okay.
You Southern people will probably, oh, my God.
Yes, oh, my God. You're supposed to say pop, pop, pop.
Right.
Or, you know,
and
neck bone.
No,
big neck bone, small neck bone. No.
And Sydney says, what did I miss? You didn't miss anything. You were right on time.
Right on
and
time.
Dewan says, thank you, Donovan. That's the point. That is what Me Too has created, an atmosphere where you are guilty before proving anything. Yeah, to just strip everything away from you before you're found guilty or innocent.
Well, they're promoting that narrative of, you know, believe the accuser. I'm not saying everybody out there that accuses is wrong.
I believe women is the hashtag. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not saying don't believe them, but I'm just saying just to arbitrarily just say, yes.
Well, yeah, because if I'm a man and I say I didn't do it, well, who believes me? So we have this narrative, I believe women, which you should believe people, but come on. You coming out 40 years later talking about somebody did something to you and he looked at me across the room and I just felt sexually objectified.
Right.
Oh, I believe you.
I mean, us men get no love. I mean, we're being assaulted.
But yeah, you're taking a little bit too far. I'm just playing.
On every front.
Dwight says the business will come back. It is tribal in Chicago. R. Kelly supporters versus anti-R. Kelly R. Kelly Catholics is institutional because it is a nation.
Yeah.
That's a good way of looking at it. Let's see. And Al says, Katherine Jackson strictly told Michael Jackson, don't go around breaking young girls' hearts and be careful what you do because a lie becomes the truth. You know what's silly. You're right. And Dwight says, Teddy Pendergrass is a classic. And what about the fight over the Christmas song? It's cold outside. Yeah. Me Too even was trying to make an argument with that. And I'm like, it's just bananas, you know? And Cindy says, leave Cardi B alone.
Hey.
You leave her alone. Okay?
I got nothing wrong with Cardi B. It's just the city girls, all that twerking. I don't know what that was about. I was just like, oh my. And wait, have you noticed Cardi B is on everybody's songs?
She's just it right now. She's just the it girl.
I don't listen to that music, but every time I see the video on YouTube, you'll see featuring Cardi B.
Right. Oh yeah, she's making her money. You know, you can't be mad at that. And Dwight says Bill Cosby was a hot mess. Oh my God. Tammy says that's my opinion. Why come out now? This is why I say that. Well, I mean, I'm one of those people too. I tend to agree with you as far as why wait so long. But then there's another crowd that says, well, a lot of abuse victims don't do it because people will judge them or say, well, what were you doing in his room? Or why were you, you knew he was but you still ended up with him, or whatever. Or they know other people who weren't believed, especially a lot in families. You say, uncle, such and such touched me, or let's put the women in there too, because the women are doing it too. Auntie such and such did something to me. You sure she did something? Did she do something?
Right.
Do something to you? And so it's like, okay.
Point of order.
Go ahead.
Point of order.
Point
you sent
of order.
me a video, I think it was Thursday,
Uh-huh.
about that mother and
yes.
the daughter.
Thank you.
Yes.
So there was a video, and some of you guys have probably seen it. It was a girl, she's a teenager, secretly recorded her mother, and she's trying to tell the mom that her boyfriend, the mom's boyfriend, touched her. And the mom is calling her all kind of names. You're lying.
Why would he do that?
Why would he do that? And
He's
so
walking around here with shorts.
You walking around with shorts on and stuff like that. So to that other point, Tammy, a lot of people say, well, because I just probably wasn't going to be believed.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. And then, hey, Lucky Dan Cadra Jefferson. Ooh, Lord, I hope I said all that right. But hello. It says, it was her money. I totally agree. It was her money. She didn't do anything illegally. She didn't do anything wrong. She did what was legally there for her to do.
Ooh, are we supporting Terry Crews? Sydney. Wow.
Are we supporting Terry Crews?
That's Sydney's question. Are we supporting Terry Crews?
Oh, okay. So let me, because you see it before I do. And then Dwight says, what is RKelly? What do you mean, what is he? Hey, Roland, what do you mean, is he black? Be more specific. And Jones says 100. Roland says, I saw the title, so I want to know what's up. Well, we're talking about Valencia Love, the lady who bailed RKelly out, and that she's taken a lot of heat. People are trying to shut her down and destroy her businesses because she helped who she calls her friend. I also prefaced it earlier by saying, she says, he told me he didn't do it. I believe him, but, there's three sides to every story. She said it's his, theirs, and the truth. If he did it, he should pay. But as far as I know, he's innocent until proven guilty. I'm going to help him. And so, as I said, she has taken a lot of heat for helping him get out of jail. Because we know the judge granted him $1 million bail, and all they needed was $100,000 to get out. Mm-hmm. She came up with it, and the rest is where we are here. And so, now Dewan says, they're only comfortable with black men if you're homosexual. Talking about Billy Porter, huh? We can get into that too, Billy Porter. Because we actually saw that last Sunday as we got off of here. And I showed Donovan the dress, and he was just like, why do we always got to be doing the most?
Why?
It was jaw-dropping. I was like, I've seen a lot of stuff, but that was just really like, gosh, really?
And it's rock bottom.
Rock bottom. And then Sydney says, I saw the first RKelly video. I was disturbed then and stopped listening to him afterwards. I didn't see it. I heard enough people talk about it. I'm like, I don't need to see that, because if it is what people say it is, I don't want that memory in my mind of some grown dude having sex with a child. So I just abstained from seeing it. I just had to take everybody's word for it. Dwight says, Sydney is right. You missed my earlier comment asking Donovan to be nice about these black women. Oh, I apologize. Be nice.
I was there, but I'm being factual.
He said he's being nice, but he's being factual. Mm-hmm. And then Rolling says, what about these women supporting a guy in a dress? Donovan and I talked about this on our show on Tuesday. And I said, you know what? Black women are going to, not all, but some black women are going to be mad at me because we do. Listen, if you are homosexual, gay, whatever, that's on you. I have a lot of homosexual friends and stuff like that. I don't judge people. But I do want to know, why do we as black women amen that stuff? Like, I saw a lot of people talking about Billy Porter in the dress, and a lot of black women were like, oh, he looks fabulous. Oh, it looks good. Oh, a dress doesn't make a man effeminate. Oh, why are we so? And I'm like, but you'll be the same woman crying about ain't no men out here. All these men gay, all these men in prison, but you co-signing these men, especially like a lot of these men who do comedy, mimicking ratchet acting black women, and they wearing these wigs, and it's like, why do we co-sign that stuff? I don't get it.
Because you hate men.
That is a good point. And then Lucky Dan, he says, I was deleted and I never said I supported anyone. I just asked a question. Everyone said they saw the tape. I said you had child porn, ? Well, yeah, I mean,
that's technically what it is. And
it
is a crime.
It is a crime. Because during that time, they were telling people, do not get caught watching this. I remember
or buying it.
Or buying it, because then people were like, why are you selling that?
Yeah, the swap meets and stuff.
Because maybe you could have gotten it online.
Back then it wasn't online.
So I remember a lot of people saying, I have the DVD. It's like, why do you have that? That is child porn. You know,
it's just holding in the United States, holding any type of child pornography is a crime.
I mean, people were literally buying and selling that. You're complicit too if you participated in that. And the city said, are we supporting Terry Crews? So you say, are we supporting Terry Crews? Terry Crews is the actor. You guys most famously know him as, and I hate to say it, but this is what I most famously got to know Terry Crews, and when he played Damon on Friday After Next, when he was trying to, fantasizing over having sex with Tupac, and he kept talking about he was raping all the dudes in the movie, Day Day and Craig, Ice Cube and Mike Epps, and then he was literally trying to rape Cat Williams' character in the whole movie. This dude is a rapist. Mm-hmm. So you asked me, are we supporting Terry Crews? I think Terry Crews should be supported, if you will, but I think the other question, the other side of that should be, well, Terry, what role did you play in this? Every time I see Terry Crews, he's ripping off his shirt. He's like, one time he ripped off his shirt in front of Sylvester Stallone and a whole bunch of other white dudes in the industry. He has a bra on, you know, and so Terry does a lot of suspect things. I'm not saying he deserved to have his crotch grabbed, but I agree with D.L. Hewley when he said, you're the biggest dude in this room. And I hate to be sexist, because some people will say, well, it doesn't matter. You're the last person that had your crotch snatched. Mm-hmm. So that leads me to believe or ask, did this dude previously do this to you, and was this okay? Because this is a small guy. The guy who did this to him, not only did he do it to him, he did it to him in front of his wife and other people in the room. This little bitty Jewish dude did this to big old Terry Crews. And so, yes, he should be supported, but I think we would be remiss if we didn't ask those questions too. And Tay says, I remember that video. That broke my heart. Yeah, I know a lot of people who watch it. I just didn't watch it, you know. And Dwight says, Ronald Durrest, that was an actor acting out in fashion. He wanted to make a statement, some guy on cable. So you're talking about Billy Porter? No, that's who Billy Porter is. Billy Porter is unapologetically gay. And then he made a quote in regards to the dress saying, you guys are just going to have to get used to, be uncomfortable with my black ass in this dress. That was what he said, quote. That was a quote. You guys are going to have to be uncomfortable with my black ass in this dress. And so he is on the same lines with Lee Daniels and all those other cats who are saying that black people are homophobic. And it's going to be my job to, this is probably not a word, but unhomophobic you guys. I'm going to force it on you. And he's done that, especially with his show Empire. He has forced homosexuality on black people because he says that we are homophobic as a people. So he wasn't just, he was making a statement, but Billy Porter is known for wearing dresses. That's just what he does. So, and then Rolling says, black love is a strong thing. Absolutely. And Al says, in an episode of Dallas, Sue Ellen Ewing slept with Christopher Atkins, who was her son's Christopher John summer camp teenage counselor. Right. I mean, and we've seen, what was that movie I was talking about not too long ago? Blame It on Rio. Mm-hmm. Blame It on Rio, where the dudes were sleeping with each other's daughters, and I think they were 15, 16. And this was a movie. So, let's see. And Dwight says, child molester or sexual predator or a guy that likes young girls. Well, this is where I'm going to try to make the difference between what you said. A child molester, obviously, is, I think, somebody from a baby until like 12, 11. And then they call I forget the other term they call a person who likes apubescent girls who aren't necessarily in puberty or maybe right after. That's who RKelly is. Now, it's one thing if you like young girls, which is odd in and of itself, but it's another if you act upon liking young girls. Like, if you like young girls, you should keep that to yourself. That's just, you know, because I think there's a lot of guys out there who like young girls. I
like money, but I'm not going to go to a bank and help myself to money.
And you like your freedom too,
right?
You know?
Exactly.
And let's see, and Joni says that's what a true friend would do. Yeah, I mean, if a friend is going to help you. Now, I did say at the beginning of the show, if I was RKelly's friend and I had the money, I probably wouldn't bail him out. Now, I probably wouldn't do it because I know a lot about the case. Mm-hmm. And I've said this before.
You
like,
have
why
reasonable
do we?
Doubt.
Yeah, I wrote this. To me, I would say it's more than reasonable doubt. Mm-hmm. RKelly is not an innocent man. But we knew that long before Lifetime came out with the movie. There's so much evidence that this guy is a monster. He just is. So I probably wouldn't have bailed him out. You know what I mean? It's just caught up to you now, you know? But you're right. That's what a friend would do, and she's his friend. And Cindy says, wait, why could he not bail himself out? Well, his lawyer said a day or so, because remember, he went to jail on Friday. They had court on Saturday where they set his bail. Shortly after that, his judge was like, or not the judge, the lawyer was like, he doesn't have the money due to people using him and then mishandling of his funds and money all over the years. And so he didn't have the money at that time. And that's where she, being Valencia Love, came into play. And then Rolling says, I saw it and it seems fabricated some parts. So you're talking about the video seems fabricated. Okay. Like I said, I didn't see it. But most people that saw it said it was him. They said there's no doubt that it was him. So, and Dwight says, Dion, not true. Black love their athletes. Denzel, Samuel Jackson. Did I miss a comment? I must have missed a comment, huh? I must have. And if I did, I apologize if I missed that comment. But you said, Dion, not true. Blacks love their athletes. Denzel, Samuel Jackson, and Spike Lee. Okay, so like I said, I might have missed something. And so Lucky Dan, he says, so they watch child porn. Yeah. Essentially. Mm-hmm. They did. I mean, people, listen, I know a lot of people who watched it. And to your point, if you watch the video, you watch child porn.
You watch child pornography.
You did.
By definition.
And a lot of times, like, I'm in a lot of these groups that's not necessarily on Facebook. And there's some people who are just on my friends list. I see them posting stuff with kids all the time, twerking and all kind of stuff. And I said, and then they'll say, oh, this is horrible. Look at this. And I'm like, well, if it's horrible, why are you sharing it? Because you're exploiting the child too. You're just as guilty. Don't reshare this stuff. You know better than the person who originally put it on here. Just stop doing it. But to that point, Michael Avenatti, the lawyer who supposedly has these new tapes, he shared some of the stills from the video of the new allegations. I'm like, wow. You're just as bad as RKelly. Right. You got this, mounting evidence against RKelly, but you're sharing it too, so you're almost just as guilty. You're just trying to have a come up on your career.
Right, and he's trying the case in public opinion.
Correct. And Donovan, it says, Al, Police Woman Marathon is on TV this week out here. Y'all so crazy. Amanda says, if you said something to Jean, we missed to say hello. Hello, Jean. How are you? I'm so glad that you are watching this show. If you have a comment, let me know and I will address it. Again, Jean is my grandfather. And Roland says, word. And Tammy says, he looked horrible. Who? RKelly? Oh, I think you're talking about Terry Crews. And Roland says, F Terry. And then, he says, in that dress, she talking about Billy Porter looked horrible in that dress. Well, you could tell him that. Mm-hmm. He was proud when I saw the dress, I immediately said, he knows what he's doing. He's trying to get a rise out of black people. I mean, I get it if that's your thing, but I asked people, I said, did you see anybody else's man, another race of man, sauntering the red carpet at the Oscars with a dress on? Can't you be gay and not do all of that?
And there was a lot of gay men at the Oscars.
And there's a lot of gay people in Hollywood. And he was the only one you saw walking around that big ass dress. And he talking about he had some 6-inch heels underneath it, some 6-inch boots.
Where was Super Bitch?
The Super Bitch, I don't know. He was probably under the dress. Okay. And then Cindy says, I was in college and saw it, deleted it. Now it's online and I'm disturbed. See, why is it back online?
To try it in the case of public
I get opinion. It, we trying it in public opinion, but what if the feds come knock on your door and says, well, you're in here downloading and watching child porn? Yeah. Well, I was just watching it to make sure it was RKelly.
Mm-hmm. I'm following the case, sir.
You following the case? Okay, well, follow us to this call.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's a crime to do that.
You're right.
And Dwight says, I'm so glad that you use the word homosexual. It's accurate because gay is cultural. It is homosexual and lesbians. I do not understand where gay came from. It's like colored to African American. People just want to be black. Well, I mean, homosexual is the technical term. I think gay came from, if I could be wrong, so don't quote me. I think people were called gay because men acted like happy, extra happy, like women. I guess I'm probably making something up, to be honest with you, but yeah, I just like to use the technical terms. I don't like to be derogatory when I'm speaking about people.
I do.
We know. That's why I'm gonna get you if you do it. And Amanda says, "Stop. You just said, what did he contribute to this? Contribute to this? He said he was protecting his wife when he did it. Oh, you talking about Terry Crews was protecting his wife from what? What was he protecting her from? I mean, I don't care. What was he protecting her from? I mean, I heard the whole thing. She says, you know, you got to be cool. You can't do what they do. I'm going to tell you what. My man had better made the newspaper and all the news outlets of choking a motherfucker out if he came and grabbed his balls in front of me and everybody else. I'm just saying, like, at some point in time, we got to stop saving face. Because now his wife's, or her man rather, is getting scrutiny. And I'm not saying it's right, but we have questions. You're the biggest dude in Hollywood. And you do certain things that kind of make people raise an eyebrow like, okay, dude. This dude was just a little bit too free in coming to grab your balls in front of everybody. And I don't want to, you know, like say there's a why that he did, he shouldn't have did it, but I'm being honest here. And Dwight says, it's being said, Chicago is the most corrupt city. I did read that Chicago is the most corrupt city. I guess, you know. And Al says, there were a lot of 80s movies where older white people slept with a teenager. My Tutor, Blue Lagoon. They're playing with fire, blame it on Rio, just to name a few. No, absolutely. But some would say that's normal, you know, in Hollywood and in those circles. We know it wasn't even 100 years ago that it was legal to marry a child that was 12. That was legal.
Child brides.
Yeah, child brides were legal over here, you know. It'd be a grown man who's 40 plus years old married to a 12-year-old, and that was considered normal, you know. And Cindy says, we should snatch him out of the dress. Woo! You go to jail faster than RKelly behind snatching that gay man out that dress. You can believe that, okay? Well, that's what you ain't going to do is mess with no gay people. I mean, I'm just saying, it's just the way it is, you know. But me and Donovan actually had a really heated discussion the other day. I says, watch. Because he said, I never heard of Billy Porter. I say, watch. You're going to start hearing of Billy Porter because now he's going to start getting all these roles and all these accolades because he is serving the purpose of white supremacy. Put this black man in a dress, sell the image to other black boys and men that it's okay as a full-grown black man to parade around in a dress because for
like
one, we promote more homosexuality in the black community. We help effeminize black men, which stops them from procreating, which helps white supremacy stay here in the majority a little bit longer. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing talked about this a lot. So this is not a secret. This is all by design. And we, especially as black women, should not be co-signing that. But anyway, Cindy also said, just because you are homosexual does not mean you have to be in a dress. I totally agree with you. Totally. And hey, Gloria says, the reason we can buy our Kelly said, I think it's P tapes, I won't say what it is the same reason why we can tell jokes about Bill Cosby. We rarely take anything seriously. That concerns us. We find a medium humor and a greatest downfall. If you look like, I'm trying to read it. I'm trying to put them, because it seemed like you missed a few words. If you look black people on social media, we even make, you look at black people on social media, we even make jokes when a black man or black woman is killed by saying the nigga should have ran harder. Out of it, should have kept my mouth shut. This is who we are, and then we accept this is who we will continue to be. No, absolutely. Okay, so I figured it out. Yeah, I mean, everything is not a laughing matter. And to your point, like, that tape should not be circulating. But to your other point, we make fun of stuff we shouldn't be making fun of. Even if I did watch the tape, I'm just speaking for me. I would never publicly admit that.
Right.
You know, it's just me. I understand, like, back then, you know, a lot of people watched it because they were interested. It's like a lot of people were blown away by the fact that it was. I think a lot of people. Okay, let me say this, because I don't want to come like I'm holier than thou. I'm being self-righteous. It is my personal belief that everybody watched it because they wanted to see if it was R. Kelly. And I don't think they watched it for the sex part of it. And
I'm not trying to speak for everybody out there because now people have gotten buck wild, but back then Black people were very considered, you know, to pee on a 14-year-old child. I think a lot of people were intrigued to see if this was true.
Yeah, I think a lot of that was going on, but I think for the most part, most people wanted to see if it indeed was R. Kelly. Okay, so let's leave it at that. And he says, R. Kelly, pedophile, this is the white. Black men have been chasing girls since I was 12 years old in the 70s, and no one made a big deal. Married them off at 14 plus puberty or maturity. Yeah.
Yep. True.
I don't disagree with you. That R. Kelly is not an anomaly. He's not rare. He's just busted. Well, R. Kelly's just a famous person who's just been caught or now being held to the fire for doing it.
Well, okay, a lot of us are from the South now, and I'm from the South or born in the South, whatever. How many of them, we talked about this on your show last week or the week before last, how many of us, you go back home down South and this girl's 18 years old and she's messing with a 33-year-old man? Or, you know, or he's 26 and she's 15. I mean, you know, in our community, it's nothing new.
It's been normalized. It's like, no biggie. And it's not. It should be a big deal, but it is. It's just, you know. Now, it says Jason Voorhees didn't sleep with no underage kids. He just stuck a knife in their ass. No pun intended, you stupid. Sidney says it was him. He's saying it was R. Kelly. There's no doubt about it. Most people I know saw it, said it was him. Roland says, talking about R. Kelly, let's talk about Smith setting up that young girl. So you're talking about Jordan, the girl with the Kardashians. Is that the girl you're talking about? I can't think of her last name, but Jordan somebody.
But before we go to that, don't forget the Stephon Clark thing.
Okay, yeah. We're going to talk about Stephon Clark, and then we're going to talk about that. Because I did want to bring that up, so don't let me forget. And Sidney says, I was 18, so you was a child for the most part. And Roland says, not that tape. Dwight says, Dion says something about black women like gays. I reject that with all these athletes and black actors. No, I think what Dion was saying, I don't think he was saying that is that they like gays. It's that they co-sign the nonsense. Like the wearing the dress. Like I saw a plethora of black women saying, oh, he looks good. Oh, I think he's beautiful, and I'm like, why are you co-signing that? I'm not anywhere near being homophobic. I mean, I don't believe that I am, but I just have a problem with that. Like our young boys, imagine how many of our boys were watching the Oscars and they see him saunter across the screen with a big black dress on and a corset, and you know, like that's confusing, especially if their parents are asleep at the wheel. You know, but it's all by design. And Jennifer says, exactly, sharing it makes you no better. Absolutely, you're just as guilty. Roland says, I'm talking about R. Kelly, show that network. You're talking about the Lifetime movie that's coming out that they're supposed to play again. And Al says, in the movie Jackie Brown, Melanie was a white girl, said she was 14 when she slept with Wardell Roby. I mean, again, it's just, you know, in some realms, it's just normal. And I'm not saying it should be. And Cindy says, speaking of public lynching, the Michael Jackson documentary dropped this weekend. We're going to talk about that, too. I'm going to get to all you guys' comments. Charles says, R. Kelly is getting everything his hand called for. Love his music and will always love his music. His personal life, celebrity worship, and self-hating black folks are perfect at hating. Perfect at hating F them all. And Lucky Danny says, you remind me of my mother-in-law. I love your show, not my mother-in-law so much. Well, thank you so much. I hope your mother-in-law is not watching. But thank you. And you guys, I apologize. I'm starting to sweat. We got lights today. We got lights up in here. And my afro is starting to shrink. I can already see it. It's all good.
No, it still looks good here.
We keep on moving, though. But thank you. And Charles says, F that dude in the dress, too, when they get through with him. Yes, because there's always that other side, Charles. There's always that other side of I'm the it guy in Hollywood now, and they love me. F you black people, you're gonna have to get used to my black ass in this dress. But the minute you're not so hot no more, they're gonna try to come back to what it's like. Now we good. Go take your black ass back in the dress. To the people who just love you for doing it. And then Tammy's laughing. The wife says, "Do not watch the video. It is bad. You are right and can be tracked." You know what? The white people don't believe fat meat is greasy. They don't think that they can be tracked for. There's so many people in history that have been tracked for watching child porn.
All the federal government has to do is put an IP hit on your computer base, and that's it.
Just don't do it. I don't care.
Especially if you're watching the downloaded version that's on the web.
And why would you download that to your computer?
And think about this. How do you know the government didn't put that up there?
To trap people. Right. And Al says the chubby black guy from the Atlanta show wore a dress when he presented costume for best design at Oscars. I heard about that. I don't know who he is, but it's like, why? But again, to your point, did you see anybody else's man, Mexican, Arab, Asian, white, did you see anybody else's man at the Oscars with a dress on? Probably not. I didn't watch him, but I guarantee you probably did not see that. The White says, it's being said Chicago is the most corrupt city in the nation. RKelly may get off. Got it. Yes, and I did read that too, as far as like the judges. I guess the judge in some case, I can't remember it was, slapped the dude on the wrist. Well, obviously, Jason Van Dyke, the one that murdered Laquan McDonald's, it said he got a slap on the wrist. What he's going to do less than 6 years. So yes, I did read that. And Jennifer says, that's what I want to know. What was he protecting from his wife? Yeah, please tell me, what was he protecting? So Amanda says he thought the guy was stepping to his wife and he stepped in front of her, and then that happened. He said he didn't realize he was trying to get at him. See, this is the first time I've ever heard that. I've never heard anybody say that he was coming toward his wife. No, in fact, that's not right. As I heard Terry Crews say himself that the guy kept coming up to him, sticking his tongue out all at him. He said because he saw him, and he was like, all right, does anybody else see what I'm seeing? And then he said he came closer and was doing it some more, and then he grabbed his stuff. So I don't know the story you heard, but I've always heard the guy was always targeting Terry Crews. And so Tammy says, nah, RKelly is going down. I think you might be right. And then you also say, and I'm from Chicago, and cops are very corrupt. And Al says, since Terry didn't do anything, he should finally stop flexing his chest pecs. Well, maybe he will, because now it's like, okay, I'm a victim, and I believe that, Terry's a victim. Maybe I should, start acting a little bit more accordingly, But I think that's just what white Hollywood likes from black men. Coon for us. Strip. Show us your pecs. Put on the dress.
There's a lady named Lisa Cabrera.
Hey, Arson.
On YouTube, and she talks about...
Oh, yeah, I follow Lisa.
Yeah. I mean, she talked about that today. I listened to her today, and she was talking about that, like, these blackface incidents. These are who these people are. This isn't like a anomaly. Right. These people, they keep us down. That they're taught that to keep us down.
Yeah, 2019 is not all of a sudden the year of blackface.
Right.
This has always been. And Arson, he says, hey guys, about where you think gay comes from might be some truth to it, because in French the word gay, G-A-I, pronounced almost the exact same way, does mean being happy. So yeah, I think that's where it came from. And Charles says, thank goodness Dave Chappelle said F you in that dress and the millions too. Yeah, he said they kept bugging him. He says, I can be funny without the dress. Why do you want me to put on this dress so badly? So he spoke about it. Was that about 10 years ago or so he spoke about that? And Tammy says, they want all black men to be gay. They're praising that nonsense, saying it's okay to be who you are. It's a part of the plan to destroy us. Absolutely. But because we have very little knowledge, we just think, oh, it's beautiful. He's expressing himself. He should do it. No, it's deeper than that. It's the annihilation of black people. If you have people, more and more black people becoming homosexual, that's less and less black people procreating. We already have disproportionately the most abortions out of any race. Now, white women have us beat by a % or 2, but there's more white women than black women. So disproportionately, black women have more abortions. On top of, more and more black people are becoming homosexuals. And then we wonder why we stay at around 13 or 14% of the population for the last, to 40, 50 years. It like goes up and down. There's like, we need to educate ourselves. But you're right, Tammy. Al says Billy Porter can't really sing. All the Oscars needed was a black dude to be sagging on the red carpet. Wait for it.
Yep.
Wait for it, you know. And Roland says, isn't that the truth? That is because of Obama. Let's talk about him helping the homosexual versus black people. Yes, Obama, is not a secret that Obama did a lot of things for gay people.
But they had their agenda, and they say, this is what we want.
So Donovan is saying, because they had their agenda, black people up until recently, we have now been, we've always wanted something, but we didn't really force the black agenda like we're doing now. But I'm thinking Obama's a black dude. Wouldn't he beat us to the punch? Shouldn't he have beat us to the punch with a black agenda? I'm thinking, you know. But you're right. And Tammy says, laugh out loud at Demetra. I won't admit to watching the tape. I'm just saying,
right.
Don't do it, you know. Because sometimes people just looking for a reason. Okay, prison population is now privatized. We need 90% occupancy rate. Let's go get all these child porn watchers, exactly. You know. And Tay says Billy Porter has been around for a long time. He was in the Broadway production of Kinky Boots, Dreamgirls, and other Broadway productions. And most recently on the show Pose on FX. He won. He won. So you said won, but he won a couple of Tony Awards and has albums out. He's talented and an advocate for a gay community. You know, he has that one song that I like that came from the First Wives Club. I guess he's saying the title track.
Yeah, the title.
This dude has the pipes. And so, yeah, he has been on Kinky Boots, the Broadway show and stuff like that. But, he's gay. He should be an advocate for the gay community. But I just think, to me, it goes further than that. Because you are so impressionable upon other black boys. And I don't have any sons. I have nephews. But I'm unapologetic when I say I would not want them to be gay. I'm not going to apologize for that. I don't have anything against gay people, but I wouldn't want my nephews to be gay. And I wouldn't want them to be influenced by a man wearing a dress. That's just how I feel.
I think it's how their dad feels, too.
Yeah, right. And Gloria says, my greatest argument of the day is why is Oprah, he said Oprah. He said Oprah. Well, Oprah inviting herself to support two white guys whose stories have changed periodically based on cash they could not get from Michael Jackson. From Michael Jackson. This woman has been welcomed to the inside of his entire family is life, offering love and support, only to show this man's children the ultimate betrayal by being an opportunist who must feel that she is done with the Jackson family now. This is its main force is dead and gone. Okay, I'm going to get to these other comments, and we're going to talk about Michael Jackson. He says, Jennifer says, don't paint an entire race with the same brush. No, all black people do not laugh at stupid BS and don't condone this evil. I would never condone this foolishness. No, absolutely. We never want to deal in absolutes because we know it's not all of anything most of the time. And Dwight says, Dimitri, you are great. You speak the truth to power. Do not watch videos on the internet. Well, it's just a fact. Don't endanger yourself or incriminate yourself over, what do they say, curiosity killed the cat?
Right. Or or if you must do it, be smart, and that girlfriend you're about to break up with, go do it on her computer.
Or go to the police station and say, I want to see his public records. Right. I'm just saying, they probably won't let you see it then. But
go to a library or whatever.
Just
be smart about it.
There's other things you can watch. If you want to watch it, just don't watch that. Cindy says, my family member sent it to me. I wanted to see RKelly if it was true, and who released the video. See, thank God that was when you were 18.
Yeah, in the 90s, that they didn't have the
but
technology.
They were warning people then. And Tay says, and he's on American Horror Story. Which one on American Horror Story is he on? Because I love American Horror Story.
Yeah, it's good.
It must be one that I didn't watch. Was it Hotel?
Which one?
Apocalypse.
I didn't see that one.
Apocalypse.
Okay.
He was a witch.
Did I?
He was a male witch, remember?
Okay, yeah, I do remember him.
Yeah, I think the Alzheimer's is kicking in.
Maybe so.
Yeah,
okay. Al says, watching the RKelly tape will piss you off. No pun intended. I can't stand you, but it's better to be pissed off than shut up. Roland says, yes. Hey, Abdul, he says, hair looks lovely, Demetri K. Thank you. And then Roland says, yeah, black women co-sign thought behavior with the Smiths. Okay. How many more comments I got? Dwight says, that is not nonsense. That is a guy acting out. Let it go. Ignore it. Those young boys have other issues besides wearing dresses. Agreed.
Yes, daddy issues. That's what they got.
I'm just saying it needs to be called out. I mean, we need to educate ourselves. It's deeper than a man wearing a dress. It's levels. It's like so much stuff under that dress. Okay. As Tay says, I am pissed about the officers getting off. It's another slap in the face to value of black life in America. This is why I believe that in order to fix the system, we need to get into and rise up in the ranks to make a change. I believe so too.
Stephon Clark.
Absolutely. Stephon Clark. So, hey, Sherry says, I'm loving your hair though. Thank you. And Roland says, I love your hair. Thank you. And Cindy says, the video was disturbing. I believe you. And Dwight says, Donovan finally says something right. The government has a point. He has a point. Wow.
Yes.
And then Cindy says, doubt he gets off. And he says, I suspect a change of venue. Arson says, at the end of the day, the very day you are right about the guy, him wearing that dress will definitely serve white supremacy. Absolutely. Yes. Mm-hmm. And then Dwight says, you are right. The judges, victims willingly. Roland says, RKelly will get off point blank period. Okay. Cindy says, I'm hearing Atlanta is corrupted too. Dwight says, Terry Crews is a novice and those creepy guys are all over the place. He should shut up. And Roland says, any threat to the black community will stay in the city. Roland says, buck dance. I mean, that's what he was doing, you know, and now it's like it called when buck dancing catches up to you, you know. Jennifer says, if I see one more person trying to make excuses for RKelly sleeping with young girls, please stop it. RKelly and any grown man sexually assaulting kids need to be locked in a cell, with men who would do that to them. I think you're saying what they do to those kids. No, absolutely, and I don't want anybody to think that I condone that. I don't. I've always said, because we've talked about RKelly quite a bit, I believe he's guilty. I can't say I know because I wasn't there, but I believe with all of that. And listen, I've known this about RKelly obviously since Aaliyah, but I read all of this stuff in 2012. I don't know why it came about, but I dug and read all these things about him. So this stuff I already knew. And I agree with the reporter, Jim DeRogatis, who was the investigative reporter, in that black women and girls are the least cared about. It's a white man who said that. He said, as he was investigating this case, he says, black women and black girls are the least cared about in the world. He's like, I got this information is like, bam,
right there,
pow, it's here, and people are they're just glossing over it. They don't care. He's just blown away by that. So I believe that RKelly is a monster. You'll never hear me defend any of that.
Okay, and everybody close your eyes. I think that you're at the jury pool. Miss Coulter, you're dismissed. You're dismissed.
I mean, it's like, come on. You know, I like RKelly's music too, but at the end of the day, the dude's I firmly believe he needs help, but he also needs to pay for what he did. I mean, it's just, it's sad.
Oh, trust me. True. 6 years to go to trial with those lawyers, he paid.
And that's probably why he's broke. And Cindy says that Michael J. White said he turned down numerous roles because they wanted him to wear a dress. Can you believe that? They want like the baddest black dude in martial arts to wear a dress. What does that really say?
Wait, they never asked me to wear a dress. I'm one of the baddest dudes in martial arts.
All right, Dragonfly Jones. And Al says, how come no black person said anything with Flip Wilson, Martin Lawrence, Chris Tucker, Ricky Smiley, Eddie Murphy, Sean and Marlon Wayans, Ving Rhames, Wesley Snipes, Ernest Thomas, and T.
Ernest Thomas
wore a damn dress. I think a lot of people said stuff, but it's just now it's like, okay, the gig is up, y'all. Yeah. And so let me go ahead, because I see there's a lot of comments. Let me go ahead and address, I don't know her name, Jordan. So, okay, this is kind of where it goes off the rails a little bit. So this lady named Jordan, she's 21. She is the niece, or like the play niece or adopted niece or whatever, of Will and Jada Smith. She is good friends with Kylie Jenner, who is a Kardashian, if you will.
Or is it Khloe?
No, Kylie. She's Kylie's best friend. She gets caught messing around with Tristan Thompson, who has a child with, I sound like Wendy Williams.
Yeah.
Wait, let me finish. Has a child with Khloe Kardashian. So
they don't fuck the same people.
Right. She gets caught sleeping or kissing is what she said. Tristan Thompson, and they go after her. They being the Kardashians and all the supporters trying to demonize her, if you will. Not saying she should or shouldn't have been. But the Smiths, Jada had her on the Red Table Talk when she gave her an opportunity to air her side of the story. And so, to your point, you're saying that it's kind of like giving her a pass for thought behavior. I watched the Red Table Talk. I don't think that Jada was doing that. I think she was saying, and I understood her on this point, we not gonna let, we being your family, but another thing, we're not gonna let the world, and that's what Will Smith said, we're not gonna let the world destroy you. Everybody has made mistakes. And she invoked the fact that she's a black woman and people are attacking her. And I agree with her on that simply because, I really am not trying to sound like Whitney Williams, but the Kardashians have a track record of being loose.
That's what, wait.
They have a track record of being loose.
My understanding is they've taken men from other women and when they're victimized, it's a tragedy.
Right. Nobody, it gets like a blip in the world. Mm-hmm. But here this black woman is, you made a mistake, and everybody she says like it was to the point to where her mom couldn't go to work, her brother couldn't go to school, or sister was. They were like trapped in the house, people talking about they want to kill them, and all kind of stuff. This is what she's saying, and she's getting death threats because she wronged the Kardashian. And so I understood her on that. Her being a black woman, she's getting all this heat, but then the other side of her should also tell her, well, maybe now you know who your real friends are not. As long as you're playing along and to get along, I mean, because in essence, if you're friends with these people, you've watched them sleep with everybody else's man, and you didn't get mad. So why don't you think, why do you think that you were going to get a pass? You know what I mean? So, but I don't think that Jada was co-signing thought behavior. I just think she was saying, hey, we see what's going on. We're not going to let them destroy you because they're not perfect either.
Right. I want to make a disclaimer. For those that followed Jada Smith and Will and stuff, those are the most confused people I have ever seen.
I agree.
They take an issue over here, they're on one side,
well,
which is probably right. And then on the other issue, she signed off on the guy with the black dress. Why would you do that?
Yeah, true. She did.
Her daughter is in a photo shoot with a grown-ass man.
Right. I agree.
And she's,
I agree.
I can't.
You get no complaints. I agree that they are confused, but I understood what they were saying as far as we're not going to let that happen to you. You know, the Kardashians aren't saints. I mean, they screw everything that ain't nailed down. I mean, it's just a fact. So.
Well, I'm waiting for my turn. So.
Be careful, brother. And okay, so Roland says, what about the article about the white women wanting to have sex with black men? You talking about the one black a couple weeks back where they were saying it is a known fact, or statistically speaking, white women, I think it was 70%, they said, if I'm not mistaken, of white women want to have sex with black men.
That's nothing new. That's been forever.
That ain't nothing new at all. Mandingo was hot on the plantation.
Yeah, even in the 50s and stuff. They wouldn't highlight the brother, but they were sticking.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Miss Ann came up with a baby that came out mixed too. Like, we don't talk about that kind of stuff. And then Tammy says Obama was put up to that. Yeah, but Obama could have said, well, now let's talk about reparations.
Right.
Could have. And Cindy says Donovan is right. They had an agenda, absolutely. And Al says Jamie Foxx wore a dress too. I also saw an episode of Happy Days where the Fonz and Richie wore women's gowns.
Yes, women's gowns.
Yeah, but see, because when we do that too, when we say, well, white people do it too, you got to remember there's more white people. They have more positive things to watch than black people do. So it kind of even washes over the fact that their men wear a dress. Now, we don't have that many outlets and things that highlight black people. So when we do have them, we have stuff like Empire and all kind of other stuff that shows black people in a negative light. So we don't have that balance like white people do. And Jennifer says, no, Obama is not the designer of gay agenda, which he's not. Actually, whites had legislation that gave homosexual partners some rights. So to saddle President Obama with the lifestyle that was brought here from Europe is simply saying asinine. No, absolutely.
No, the thing with the Obama and the gay community, what had happened was when he was running, they had their agenda and they said, this is what we want.
Right. So
if we support you.
Right.
And they gave him a list and they said, this is what we're going to do.
So to your point, it wasn't that he said, hey, let me take it.
Throttle and
so what you're saying is true. What Donna's saying is true. Also, they had one and they say, hey, this is what we have. Now we need you to champion it. And the White says Billy Porter is insignificant. He does not sing R&B. We do not want people to be anything except for them to be who they are. Oprah is wrong. We're gonna get into Oprah. Al says, because I'm trying to get to all you guys' comments. Al says in the have and have nots, Veronica hates her son Jeffrey being gay. Okay, and the White says Donovan is smart. Library. Question mark?
Yeah, and the reason I said library, if you're gonna like watch something like that, because the IP is a public, it's a public computer.
Don't be giving people the ideas to be watching that mess.
So they can't track you in a public use
computer. And Jennifer says, y'all are crazy. He said to do it on your girlfriend's computer.
Or somebody you don't like, you know. Let me borrow your laptop.
They can track those watching these porn videos. Get them all. I mean, I agree.
Right.
You should not be watching that. Al Sanford and Son had a couple of episodes dealing with Lamont and Fred going to the gay blade. Lord,
right, yeah.
Lamont going on all-male cruise, Bubba Ward dressed to catch a criminal. Damn, I watch a lot of TV. I'm glad you said it and not me. The White says, black law enforcement community, black judges are not helping the society. Okay.
Amen,
Jennifer
brother.
says, this is my first time watching y'all. I actually got here by mistake, or maybe I was meant to be here. You was meant to be here, girl. And said, but it's my first time, and I love you guys because you keep it real. Well, thank you. You know what? We love y'all, too, because y'all help us keep it real, okay?
Holding us to task.
Right, okay. We couldn't do this without y'all.
You guys need to read some of those messages on YouTube.
Okay, yeah. Woo. And Al says, if R. Kelly goes to jail, at least his pee will be white for drinking nothing but water. You know what? Dwight says, R. Kelly is a monster. Were those girls of age of consent? Well, a lot of them weren't of consent. It's just a fact, Dwight. Listen, I don't have a dog in the fight. Yeah, I don't have a dog in a fight with R. Kelly. I don't know R. Kelly. I know people who know R. Kelly. I don't know him. Even if I knew him, R. Kelly he likes young girls to a fault, to where he has done some things that are horrible. You guys have watched the tape. You saw that he's urinated on a girl. He's got a whole bunch of these young girls pregnant and forced them to have abortion. I mean, these things are documented. He's paid off a lot of these families, which is probably where a lot of his money has gone. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he's a monster. I have a daughter. She's 26, but I couldn't imagine, not deeming somebody who wants to be with my young girl that's a like, what do you want with her? Mm-hmm. She can't do anything for you. Only reason why you want to be with her is for sex, and that's abuse because she can't consent. She doesn't fully understand what you're trying to do to her.
Right. So
he's a monster. And the White says, wearing a dress is a costume. Jordan is a cousin of Jaden Smith. She's a mess. Donovan, be nice. And Roland says, did she violate? Because I think she did. I feel they set her up. Are you talking about Jordan? Some people also say it could be a plot for their next season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, they're trying to put the drama in there.
And Tay says the Smiths were not going to allow the Kardashians to publicly shame, ridicule that black girl. And that's honestly what I got from the interview. That's all I got, and he said that. Our praise him. We're not going to let the world break you.
Wait, but yet you're going to let a black man run around in a dress and high-five it. You see what I'm saying? It's just totally confusing.
But per that interview, that was the premise, okay?
Gotcha.
And Al says, in an episode of Fresh Prince, Carlton wore a damn dress. I'm not shocked by that. And Dwight says, Al, that was considered a breakthrough during the innocent age of the 60s and the early 70s. Well, yeah, then during that time, too, black people were still kind of breaking into the mainstream of the media. What were they on before? We had Mammies and, Sambos and Step and Fetch It type characters.
Yeah. I Love Lucy, the only black man you saw on the show in its 7-year run was the black porter coming out of Riverside.
That's a damn shame.
That was the only one you saw.
Damn shame. Yeah. And Roland says the Smiths put her out there for anyone to take advantage of her and to make up for that comment that black Twitter came at her. Which comment was that? And Roland says yes. And Dwight says, Al, Sanford and Son, they were ahead of their time. That was Norman Lear's production, right? Yep. Hey, Miles, as my nephew says, I can vouch for that. And I talk so long, it's ridiculous. What can you vouch for? I'm scared to ask. Cindy says, disclaimer, Jaden dated a Kardashian. Okay. Cindy says, I have a friend who states they gave him agenda while he was running, and that's what we expect. Oh, they all get an agenda. Are you talking about as far as the gay agenda? Yeah, well, absolutely. And Roland says, black people do not have hashtag tangibles, hashtag ADOS, African descendants of slaves. That's what that means. But we are asking for them now, right? We waking them up. That Kamala Harris, she thought she was going to come on in. She was going to...
Well, real quick.
She was going to get the black vote.
Exactly, but real quick. Those that are Bernie, everybody knows I'm a big Bernie supporter. But guess what? And I'm going to say this on my show when I get to do it. Bernie is not for reparations for black people. So guess what? He doesn't get my vote.
What?
Simple as that. Simple as that. We got to start showing these folks, and we're starting to do it.
I'm glad to hear that, Donovan.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
He's not getting my vote. I mean, I like what he's doing, but unfortunately, you're not getting my vote if you're not going to be talking about reparations.
He's clear about that. And Jennifer says, I understand him. Thank you for that clarification. She's talking about the agenda that people gave to Obama. Got it. And Arthur says, I see people calling out black actors who wear dresses, but the idea is to symbolically degrade the black man to an extent, in parentheses, kind of in exchange for success. All I'm saying is that all black actors have had it done or soon will. It may not be a dress. It could be a wig or some role degrading the masculinity of the man. Well, because it's like, I want to be on. I want to be in Hollywood. I want to be accepted. If God forbid, because that's the same thing with the black actresses back in the day. I'm a big fan of Dorothy Dandridge, but she said that it was known fact that the black women were expected to drop their panties for these white Hollywood executives if they wanted to roll. And so it's the same thing now for the black men. It's expected that you wear a dress, because if you tell us no, then we'll call you, don't call us.
Right, and like Marcus Garvey says, there's always going to be those folks that will just go ahead and take the money and nothing you can do with them.
Yep, leave them behind.
Leave them behind.
Right, and so Al says, how can gay men take D but not a gay joke? You know what? Get your ass out of here. The wife says, you have a daughter that is 26. You look great. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's 26. People say we're sisters. I'm just playing. She's actually in the other room, and I'm surprised she didn't come in here and go, you hear? She says, cut it out. And Jennifer says, what's your name on YouTube so I can subscribe to your channel? Demetra K. Just like it is on here, Demetra K. And thank you. And Gloria says, when watching this Oprah BS attack on Michael Jackson, remember everyone has learned when making the documentary, if you tell it in parts, it gives people time to allow the lie to become the truth.
Right.
Also, let's see. Also, pay close attention to the music and the video. Given the right sound, a wink in passing, harm becomes sexual if it's slowed down with the right background music. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and talk about Michael Jackson. I'll get to you guys' other comments as well. Michael Jackson, there's a video, a documentary, I guess it's 2 parts on HBO.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yes, HBO.
It's coming out starting today. I'm not going to watch it. You can do what you want. I impress upon you not to watch it. It is following the journey of 2 men who were boys at the time who accused, in last recent years, after Michael Jackson's death, accused him of sexually assaulting or abusing them, if you will, child molestation. But when the trial was going on initially, they both said that he didn't do it. They vehemently denied him doing anything. Now that he's gone, he being Michael Jackson's dead, they, at least Wade Robeson, has sued Michael Jackson's estate twice and lost. Okay, twice and lost. And so now, to me, this is like that revenge. Well, I'll have this final say-so by having this documentary that aired at the Cannes Film Festival to the standing ovation. And now you have Oprah Winfrey, who has interviewed them. I guess her interview will air after the documentaries will. Has interviewed them, and it sounds like she's co-signing the documentary and saying some pretty ill things about Michael Jackson, which to me, I try to give Oprah a break. I don't think she's an all-bad person, but you guys remember back in the day when she used to have Michael on a show. She went to Neverland.
Wait, and I remember that because I didn't like the way Michael treated her. Notice that Michael was in a chair.
Yeah.
He put Oprah on a bench.
Right. Oh, God. Anyway, so she loved Michael Jackson. Now all of a sudden he's gone, and now you co-sign this. This man can't defend himself. He was found not guilty. Plus, these 2 dudes said he didn't do it, and now I'm saying you change your mind, and now the whole world is listening to you.
As a matter of fact, the Jackson family has filed a $100 million
lawsuit against HBO, trying to get them to not air it. And there's another person, a little boy, or he's not a little boy anymore, he's a grown man now. They used his image, and he says, I'm suing you guys for using my image because it implies that Michael Jackson did something to me too, which he never did. So there's a lot of issues with this documentary, you guys. And so let's see. Cindy says every man has cheated on the Kardashians except for Kanye. I doubt it. I think Kanye is probably cheated too. He just is not getting caught up. Hey Kelly says all this based on the Illuminati. This been happening for many years ago with the secret organization which started with a white man, but then they brought we said money to acting with the same-sex black man or man for a higher role, higher pay. I mean, absolutely. I mean, you think about it this way. I'm this person. and some people say marginalized people, black people are marginalized. It's not a whole lot of, how you can say, opportunities in Hollywood. I have a chance to get on the silver screen, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't recognize me, it's because I got a dress on.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, I'm just trying to get in. Once I get in, then I can do, I can do things my way. So yeah, I mean, some people just will to the point of the Illuminati, because that's kind of what it is. They'll sell their souls for money and fame and fortune. That's just the way it is. And Roland says, her supporting that guy in the press saying he was brave. You talking about Jada? Saying that Billy Porter was brave? Because I heard she said some things. She was in support of it. And Jennifer says, oh my God, you guys got me rolling my black ass off. He asked, but you going to let a black man run around in the dress and high five him? Was that you that said that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Al says, Harvey Korman played a gay character wearing a dress on the Carol Barnett show. Now you taking it way back.
You did.
And Jennifer Al's a fool. Okay, I just want you to know that.
Flip Wilson did it.
Wilson. Claudine, wasn't it? Geraldine.
Yes, honey.
Yeah. Flip Wilson, he set it off, didn't he? We laughed then, but now when we're aware, I was a child. I mean, I wasn't even born when the Flip Wilson show started, but I saw the reruns. I mean, it was funny, but now that you're older, it's like, well, that wasn't really funny, Because not only that, you guys think about it. Not only are these dudes mimicking black women, but they're mimicking black women behaving badly. They're not mimicking a Felicia Rashad or a Claire Huxtable or whatever. They're mimicking the worst acting black woman ever on the planet. And that's where, what society thinks black women are.
And women are co-signing on it. You got songs that talk about bitch, hoe, this, that, and you got the girls in the club dropping it like it's hot.
And the men making it so they can drop it like it's hot.
That's true.
And Cindy says, F Bernie Sanders. Woo.
There you go.
Arthur says, laugh out loud. It's funny how you all mention I Love Lucy is like Friends who, parentheses, I might be wrong, were in New York with 0 black characters. Yeah, I don't think they had any black people on the show.
No black folks. Only when they came out to California, they were heading back to New York. It was when that black guy had taken the train. Remember, he had left the Mertzes, and they had taken the train.
I watched I Love Lucy, but I've never watched Friends. That would seem kind of dry.
Yeah, I never watched Friends at all.
Yeah,
I never watched that.
That was the original. If potato salad with raisins had a movie, it would be Friends.
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying to me.
And then the one black girl that they did have on the show, and I saw her on TV. Alicia Tyler, I think that's her name is. She was on The View or The Top, or one of those shows. Married to a white man.
And he took her for a bunch of money, too.
Yes, exactly.
Not that that's funny.
But at the time, she's all, I'm on Friends, and she highballing. But you were on there toward the end of the season. You weren't making $1 million an episode either.
Yeah, probably making $3. And the White says, Kamala Harris is number 3 with 16% reparation or not an issue. Listen, Kamala will not be the nominee. Kamala, she underestimated black people.
Black media. She underestimated black media.
And that was her biggest mistake. And he also say Medea. Well, Tyler Perry's claim now he's turned over a new leaf. Al was telling me, I guess he played a role in the movie Vice about Dick Cheney. What he played, Colin Powell or somebody.
Powell, right.
And he had a change of heart. Like he feels like he should be making black movies with a little bit more substance.
Well,
how true that is, I don't know. I just heard, but Medea is responsible to just had a movie come out. I heard she made Tyler Perry made quite a bit of money on opening day. So somebody's going to see Medea.
Right. But the thing is, if he wants to be taken as a serious actor, it's almost like Eddie Murphy. When you make like black movies, he did good with Dreamgirls, but that's still a black production. It's kind of hard to cross back over.
I see more or less it's hard for Eddie Murphy to make a serious album.
Yeah.
After he came out, My Girl Wants to Party.
Rick James. That's what Rick James.
Okay.
But he did that show Cross. It was the Morgan Freeman younger one, and it bombed completely because people got used to him
whenever
being
I see Tyler
Medea.
Perry doing a regular movie, I see Medea. I can't disassociate.
And a lot of
Medea.
people do see the same thing.
Right. And then so our song says, wait, did Donovan say that Bernie is not for reparations, or is that just that he has not mentioned anything about? No, he said it a bunch of times that he's not for reparations.
Not. And said that while last month Israel got $4.something billion, which they get every month.
Right.
For reparations that we as Americans had nothing to do with.
There you have it. And then Roland says, looking good.
Well, thank you, Roland. Appreciate it, man.
Donovan, thanks you. Gloria says the same way South Africa has expropriations without compensation is the same fight we should be having for our reparations and explanation. Well, me and Donovan talk about that a lot. In fact, we are planning a trip to South Africa this year. We wanted to go during the elections, but we're a little scared.
Well, no, we're scared. I'm waiting to see what the State Department's going to say.
He's waiting on the State Department to come back, so we are actually traveling over there because we want
the EFF ain't playing.
Yes, the EFF is not playing. The Economic Freedom Fighters, headed by Julius Malema, who is their president. We are actually kind of going through the same thing.
Right.
We are black people over here in America starting to wake up.
Thank you.
And Julius Malema and the EFF are like, you know what? We've given the ANC a lot of opportunities to change it.
Almost
We've been
40
waiting
years.
40 years to get the land. And every president that has, since Mandela, black president has sat on the seat, has said they're going to help black people, and they have not. Cyril Ramaphosa, who is the president now, has taken a long time. And I remember back in the day, Julius Malema, when Cyril Ramaphosa first got elected, he says, we are watching you. We have elected you to do a job to help black people. If you do not do it, I'm paraphrasing, he's like, we're coming for your head.
That's it.
So, and Jennifer says, exactly, we got the power, make them earn our black votes.
Yes.
You can't just go on an urban radio show, claim to like rap music and say you smoke marijuana and finally say you are black. Right, finally say you're black. And
right, Fife?
Right. Fife is dead, okay? R.I.P. I automatically assume you will get our vote. Because you know why? I don't really blame her because she's...
That was the playbook.
That was the playbook. She was like, okay, on page 52...
You got the hot sauce first?
We got the hot sauce?
Yes.
Who?
Check.
ATCQ, okay, what's the members fighting? Okay, I'm going to say something about fight. And they ain't going to tell me he dead, though, you know.
Right.
Right, so that's just the playbook. And Jennifer says, thank you, I'll be watching via YouTube. Yay! And Arson says, Demetra, I ain't seen your daughter, but I have no doubt you two could pass for sisters. You barely look in your early... Now, come on now.
Yeah, please, 30s. Come on. Come on, brother.
Donovan's here to remind me that I'm... the rabbit is getting old, okay?
The rabbit's getting old, baby.
But thank you. It says, I'm not hitting on you. That's okay. Deanna, come here for a second. You don't look crusty. Come on. Bring your beautiful black self in here. And Tay says, I refuse to watch that Michael Jackson slander on HBO. Come here so people can see you.
No.
Bring yourself over here. I still have a lot of power over her. She's 20. She's 26, but I should still listen to her mama. Actually, she's my mama. Now, come on, they want to see you. Put your face in the camera.
No.
Say hi. Okay, you know what you're playing. Donovan says her daughter looks like her fine ass sister. Laugh out loud. That's my daughter.
That was horrible. Wait.
She said, oh, you want to do over?
You want to do over. She wants to do over. There you go. There you go. There it is. Yes, Flexman. Yes, work it. Work. You better work.
Ooh, I forgot glasses.
Okay. Thank you.
Come on, Bill.
And Dwight says, Demetra, you are right. Oh, God, to Donovan. Oprah is not looking back. Now, Oprah's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Forget you Negroes.
I'm out.
Hey, Rebecca. And you say, I love the Jackson 5 and Michael when he went solo. I didn't listen to rumors. I will still listen to his music. Me and you both. You know what? Michael Jackson was probably a lot of things, but I never once believed that man was a child molester. I'm just...
Now, okay, I wouldn't say I'm not, he's not a child. I don't believe he did anything wrong. No.
Go ahead.
No, I had a Jerry curl, so I was in the forefront.
No, Donovan has so much Michael Jackson. This dude has, what do you call those things?
What, the albums?
The sketches.
Oh, yeah, the vinyl sketches.
He's got vinyl sketches of you
can put on the wall.
You're sitting on the toilet, and there's a sketch of Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk on his, I kid you guys not. This dude is a Michael Jackson
Yes,
fan.
I was on the forefront. No, what I think Michael's problem was, because he was in showbiz at such a young age, he didn't develop
He had a
maturity.
schism somewhere.
Right,
yeah,
the maturity,
I'm
the development.
I'm with you on that one. And then Sydney says, we cannot believe in a monolithic boogeyman. I totally agree.
Absolutely.
And Gloria says, it should not fall on deaf ears that the president of HBO resigned amid the documentary Conspiracy. HBO once again shows that the law does not apply to white people. Let's see. Does not apply to white people because they went against a legal agreement to never steer Michael Jackson's name after his concert special, which was their highest grossing live event to date. Yeah, and I think
that
Michael
was jamming in Bucharest.
Is that what?
Yeah, no, he did one in Bucharest. Really? Yeah.
Okay, but his estate was struggling upon his death. And what is it worth now? They said close to $1 billion.
I think close to $1 billion.
Close to $1 billion. He's worth now that his estate is now that he's dead. So of course, people coming out the woodworks. Yeah. Well, you know, he touched me.
Well, you know what I think it is, and the Ray Roberson and these two kids, they're hoping just to get a settlement, just settle us off.
And they've been denied twice.
Right.
Twice. The judge was like, get out of here.
Yeah, they don't want to win. They say, let's just settle it.
Right. Yeah, no, we're not going to settle it. Right. So, and let's see. Dwight says, you all in this dress, let it go. Not worth the thought process. We let it go. I'm reading the comments later, I know. Lori says, it's so wrong how they treat Michael Jackson when he was alive. And so now since he's dead, wow, I will not watch that crap. Thank you. Cindy says, but what did Flip say before his death? Tell me. I know he said something, but I don't remember. And Roland says, yes, on Black Twitter, dragged her because of that. Talking about Jordan. They talking about Jordan, or he talking about Jada. And then Al says, God should be arrested too. He impregnated a woman without her consent. That's considered rape. You know what? How much time we got on the podcast?
Podcast is done.
Oh, wow.
But no, before we forget, there's Stephon Clark.
Oh, Stephon Clark, because I'm going to read you guys a comment. Stephon Clark was he was what, 22?
No, about 22.
22-year-old black man that was shot and murdered in Sacramento last year. He was running through his grandmother's backyard. They said
he had vandalized some stuff.
Yeah, they said it, which we don't know if it was true or not. Vandalized some stuff
because the police are so credible in California.
Right, and he's running through his grandmother's backyard, and he was shot 19 times, shot at and multiple times, 19 times. Turns out he had an iPhone, which if you see from the helicopter view, you can see that it was a phone. They shot him. And they shot him in the back, and no charges as of yesterday will be filed.
No criminal charges.
No criminal charges. So it's just another. Blue Lives Matter. Blue Lives Matter. He shouldn't have been. If he would have. Oops, it was our mistake. We thought. So it's just one of those things. But you know, till black people rise up and really, like, when Rodney King happened, they tried that shit once, and then we turned up. Right. And then they convicted those dudes. So I'm not necessarily calling for a Rodney King thing, but I mean it's something to think about, right?
Well, I'll always say condolences goes out to the mother. Unfortunately, she's lost her son. He's never coming back. At the same time, you've got these people out here, and I want people to remember this. Kamala Harris was the AG, and she had an opportunity. Every time something went down with the police, she fought for the individual policeman to get off the listing.
Oh yeah,
she could have changed. She could have changed a lot of how they do their procedures. Right. And she chose not to.
I mean, she's still the senator from California. I'm sure she has a lot of say so, and especially in what goes on now.
Yeah, absolutely.
She could say something. And then let's see. Gloria says, and Oprah Winfrey's so-called home network must be held accountable as it's not owned by Oprah Winfrey anymore. 51% was sold. It helped her keep the network going as ratings fall on her shows. This is the definition I want an opportunist. Thus for Stain, I think it meant Satan and money. Well, I mean, yeah, but look at all the other stuff Oprah has on there that's not, I mean, it's, as Spike Lee would say, it's malt liquor for black people. The have and the have-nots. If loving you was wrong. All that Tyler Perry nonsense. It's just, Ayala is in on the fix too. She exploits black people for ratings. She just does.
Well, she's got to make her money. And like I said, nothing else matters.
And Dwight says, you are right about the black guys mimicking the black women. It's wrong. It is wrong. And Sydney says, well, Friends did depict the downtown Manhattan, which I guess what lives there. Sydney being from that area. Dwight says, Kamala Harris is going to win in South Carolina and California. Asian votes and white women are driving her across the line. Really?
Well, yeah, she could win there, but that's not going to win the primary.
She's going to be the president. And Diana says, I love Medea. You know what? A lot of people like Medea. Is Medea funny? Yeah,
yes,
it's funny. But, for me, it goes deeper than that. It's like, Tyler is a billionaire, essentially. He has the first owned black studio.
And he does not like unionizing the studio. He wants to pay them as little as possible. Well, once you make the money, you fall into the system.
Right. Yeah. And Roland says, F. Tyler Perry, okay? And
Roland has a limited vocabulary.
Right. And Dwight says, Eddie Murphy is great. I guess.
No, he's funny. He's got his niche.
And then, we're behind the comments. And Tay says, Eddie had that song with Snoop that was good. Did he really? The White says, Bernie prefers jobs and urban renewal investments.
Yeah.
Cindy says, Donovan behave in South Africa. Okay, he gonna be.
Well, what you guys don't know is Demetra is the information officer for the EFF.
I wish.
And when you're the information officer in an African country, that means you're the one behind the torture and the bombings and all of this.
I'm an innocent bystander, okay? And then the wife says, let me know so we can all go there, announce the date and departure. All right, now we can all meet up. We can all meet there.
That's right. Get on the bus. We
ain't getting on the bus.
We'll get on the plane. We'll make an updated version to get on the bus.
Al says Lucille Ball was the original queen of comedy and did more physically than Carol Burnett, John Ritter, Jerry Lewis, and Martin Lawrence ever did. How can you not love Lucy? I mean...
No, Lucy was a pioneer. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely. But she was a racist. I'm sorry, she was.
You said it, I didn't, okay? You took the words out of my mouth. I don't think Lucy was very fond of black people either.
She wasn't. And, given her time, that's to be expected.
And then Archer says, sorry, girl, I was not lying. And I'm sorry, I don't even remember what it was. And Jennifer says, he says, all right, it's in their playbook. It's, I was talking about a playbook, but I don't remember what it was. Forgive me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're talking about Kamala.
Yeah.
See, we are behind. And Tay says, Demetra, I even struggle to believe that you have a 26-year-old, a daughter that is 26. Or I think she's 26.
I mean, she looks 15, but
either she's 26 or I'm.
Yeah, 26.
I'm trying to make this work in my favor. Like maybe I'm 36 and she's 16. I don't know.
No, 38. You're 38. You're 38.
Yeah.
You want to be 18 when you have it.
Got it. But thank you. It says she looks like Amanda Donovan was right. I said that twice, so it must be snowing hard. Said she was right twice. Yeah, everybody thinks that my daughter is my sister's daughter. And Al says, I believe the green snake on the Jackson 5 cartoon could dance better than Michael Jackson brother style. And Jennifer says, oh my gosh, she is beautiful and does not look 26. Y'all have good genes, Nubian queen, so thank you. Yeah, people often think she's 15 because she doesn't wear a lot of makeup. She just...
Hey, when you got that chocolate skin, you don't need to.
Yeah, she's really, I don't want to call her nerd. I don't think she'll take offense to that, but she's just, real low-key. She can dress up when she wants, but for the most part, she's really low-key. But thank you. And Tay says, I love me some Michael Jackson, and after everything, I believe that he did not molest those kids. He was still a kid himself. That's honestly what I think. I just think he was stunted somewhere. Yeah. And Al says, shout out to Deanna for always having her braids on point. Take notes, black women. Stop it.
Yes.
Cindy says, Flip said, I wore a dress so you didn't have to. You know what?
That's it. I remember.
Kudos to him. And I'm going to say kudos to Flip Wilson for that. Because he had a lot of people do stuff before him. So he didn't have to do a lot of stuff. Now, there's no excuse for us to be doing it now. I mean, it's just not. I get it. Clarence Muse, who played in the car wash, the older gentleman, a lot of people don't know that he had a lot of degrees, one being a lawyer, a teacher, he was a writer, but he came up in the early 1900s, and black people couldn't afford to hire him. White people would not hire him, so he became an actor, and a lot of times people called him a Sam Bowles and Coons and that kind of stuff, but he was like, I did it, like, to your point, so y'all didn't have to do it. Right. And so Cindy says, he said that. And Gloria says, again, we're buying too and promoting the lies and rumors and innuendo. How can you estate be broken and dad when you own 1% of the music industry? People made records before records were released. They were all in by Michael Jackson at one point. I think he said all owned by Michael Jackson at one point. It is only now that the estate has sold everything that we get this attack on what was privately owned by Michael Jackson. It only benefits Michael Jackson. Yes, and Dick Gregory talked about that. He was like, Michael Jackson was not killed, or what? He didn't die. He was murdered, and he outlined it fairly well with a lot of evidence. And so Dwight says, just awful, vandalizing and no charges against cops. Awful, whereas the NAACP, Black Lives Matter, ACLU, and your urban league riots don't work. I mean, well, they don't work either, obviously, right? Those organizations. And the wife says, are you in California, Donovan? Yes. And we're in Southern California. Tay says, if black folks riot, take that.
Am I a Californian?
Are you a Californian?
Ever since I've been 6 months old, I'm a Californian through and through.
Oh, yes. Can I read? Yes, he's a Californian. Yes. By way of cross, where the hell you from?
New Rose,
New
Louisiana.
Rose, Louisiana.
Born in New Rose, Louisiana.
Yes. New Dirt Rose, Louisiana.
Yes.
And so, and Tay says, if black folks riot, take that shit to Beverly Glen and Calabasas. Leave what is left of the black communities alone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Because we know what happened last time. We tore our own stuff up, and those communities are still recovering, except now the Asians and people with money are coming in and buying up those properties, rebuilding them, and gentrifying the area, right?
Yeah, and if they don't do that, here in California, what the Asians are actually doing is they're starting their own communities. Chino Hills. That was a...
All and nothing but Asians over there. And Dwight says Tyler Perry nonsense. Well, I mean, Tyler Perry has perpetuated a lot of nonsense. Just in the movies he's made. I mean, silliness. Al says in the Michael Jackson documentary, they investigated how come Michael Jackson always said he when he danced rather than a woman's name. Stop it. Al Jackson over the day. Roland says, what's about Mona Scott Young who creates all those trash shows? Yeah, Love and Hip Hop. Yeah. Don't leave her out either. She's just as guilty.
Basketball Wives.
For those of you guys who have an issue with Cardi B, you blame Mona Scott. Right? And Dwight says Tyler Perry has no substance. He is not Barry Jenkins. Well, I mean, he has a lot of influence. He's what you could consider a kingmaker in Black Hollywood, but he chooses to do the nonsense, you know. Like I said, I watched some episodes of If Loving You Was Wrong. My daughter was actually watching it with me once, and she says, I think Tyler Perry writes this stuff while he's sitting on the toilet. It's like, this is garbage, you know. Cindy says, F. Lucy. Ooh. Gloria says, and I can't pass the fact that Oprah welcomes into this family's life. You sit down with this man's children, you hug and give condolences and support to the mothers, only to commit the ultimate, to commit the ultimate betrayal. If Oprah had facts or something new to support and offer in evidence, that would be one thing. But to support two men whose stories are forever changing shows that Black America is truly doing to Black people. We are learning the true American way, how to help turn into a lie into the truth. Yeah, I mean. That is just like Oprah, really? Because, you know, if Oprah says it, people believe it. You know, people, especially white America. Well, if Oprah's citing now that Michael Jackson did it, he did it. I'm not saying that's true, but that's how people think. I'm going to get to these comments really quite fast. And Donovan's going,
no, I'm not.
I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. Dwight said, Donovan, before the 70s, most people were racist. Being Black was a stigma. It was bad for Blacks before the mid-50s. Whites were just horrible. Yes, got to the end.
Yes, absolutely.
And Jennifer says, I don't wear any makeup. Nubian queens are naturally beautiful. Absolutely. You know, for the most part, I don't wear makeup. I wear a little bit on here just because. But I mean, we don't.
You wear it because Al was watching. That's why.
We don't need it. I remember my dad telling us that, me and my sister, Amanda's my sister, as children, like little girls, you don't need to, not that we did, but he always reinforced that to us. You don't need to wear makeup. You're Black, you're beautiful. They wear makeup, they being white women. They lay out in the sun, get brown like you. They have to wear the colors on their face because they don't have any color. You don't need to do that. So I grew up hearing that, which is why I never wore a face full of makeup. And I just never felt like I needed to. But absolutely, and the wife says new roads or new, so it's new like brand new roads. Yeah. But the roads are actually pretty old, right?
Yes, I call it old roads.
Old roads is what he called it. Ooh, Al says F. Lucy.
Yes,
Ricky F. Lucy. That's why they had 2 kids. Oh my God.
You know, and that's the oxymoron because you know she married this Cuban. You know, 80% of Cubans are Black. And you know it's crazy.
Well, wasn't they? Didn't they say he was racist too?
Yeah.
Ricky was racist
because
too.
Remember on the show he only brought in other Cubans in the band,
right?
And you know he took care of his people.
I don't ever remember seeing any Black people on I Love Lucy. And then so you replied to the white, and Al says Lucy died of an aneurysm in the heart due to years
of heavy smoking.
Smoking.
She did, yeah. I remember when she was at the UCLA Medical Center, Los Angeles Medical Center.
I was a senior in high school when she died. Yeah. And this girl came in late, and she's fake bawling. And she's like, I'm late because Lucy died. And I'm like, You gonna use Lucy because you late to class?
But I got to give it to her. I mean, she was a very talented lady, and she comes from poor upbringing as well. So
yeah, Lucy has some issues.
Yeah,
she had a lot of issues. And Gloria says, I will say I think it's dangerous to constantly find humor in whatever comes in us as a people. Sometimes we need to stay angry until something changes instead of being given permission to start the healing process by white people. Absolutely. But I also believe in this. Be angry, but take action. Because being angry and not taking action just leaves us mad all the time. And James Baldwin says to be black in America is to always be in a state of anger. But he was also advocate of in stress. Yeah. He was also an advocate of taking action. And so we can be mad, but we got to take action too. Otherwise, we just become disgruntled black people who are like, let's actually do something, right? And Diana says, I love the new Pepsi commercial with Cardi B. What did she say? How did she say it?
What this thing? I don't get it.
Listen, I don't have anything against Cardi B. I mean, I don't like her message as far as the ratchetness. I respect her, as people will say, her hustle. Do I think she's helpful to women?
No.
Overall, no, I don't think so. I think I would rather my daughter, she likes Cardi B. She's 26, so I guess she's supposed to. But overall, I don't think she sends a wholesome message to our girls, you know. But it is what it is. And Al says, fake balling, you got a joke in. Oh, I did. And Jennifer says, I never knew Lucy was racist. I learned more here today than on various networks I watch. Well, thank you. You know, we try. And between you, Jennifer, Donovan, myself, and everybody else on here, we like learn stuff.
Yes.
You know, we learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, one of our biggest mottos is don't listen to what we say, research what we say.
Yeah, you know, research. Our other show is called Don't Believe the Hype, where we say, you know, go beneath the surface and find out if it's true for yourself. And so Al says Dick Van Dyke was racist because I don't remember black people being on his show as well.
The Dick Van Dyke Show fell under the Desi Arnaz, whatever that.
The umbrella.
Yeah, that umbrella. What was it called? The Desi Lou?
The production.
Yeah, the production. Yeah. So it fell under that. So, of course, Lucy wasn't having no Negroes.
Right. And so I don't see any more of you guys' comments.
And she canceled Star Trek.
How did she cancel Star Trek?
She was president of Desilu Studios, and Star Trek fell under Desilu Studios.
And Donovan is a Trekkie.
Yes, hardcore.
This dude, I've seen him in Star Trek's outfit with the ears. They not even white ears. They black Spock ears. Okay, this dude. Donovan is retired. For those of you guys who don't know a lot about Donovan, he's retired. You ever guys watched Silver Spoons back in the day? Where Ricky Schroeder's dad was this big giant kid.
Yeah.
That's Donovan. Donovan is the black version of Silver Spoons. He's a giant kid. He has a replica of the starship. What's it called? Enterprise. And it's like child.
Oh,
okay.
Man. Oh,
he has a black Spider-Man suit, a regular color Spider-Man suit, and he just wears the shit.
Hey, I gotta save my town.
Halloween. So
I gotta go out and save my town.
He's
I'm a superhero. You damn right.
Right.
All I need is my theme music.
Right.
You guys think I'm gonna get you, sucker? I have a band walking right behind me.
But no, Donovan deserves to be retired. He's done his duty. Well deserved.
Yes.
And he's not even old. Donovan is my age, 25.
Okay, that means I'm 26. I'm your older.
26. All right, and so let's see. And we're gonna get out of here. So Al read that. And then Donovan, Dwight says Sadiq is Middle Eastern or East African. The Wahad Sadiq. Yes. Donovan. That's not his original last name. He thought he was being woke and changed his last name. It was X before.
It was, yes.
But you had to change that.
Yes.
Yeah. To
get a passport.
Right.
I mean, they made a lockdown on all. If you want to do something in this world.
Right. So he had to change it from X to Sadiq.
Right.
Which
means one who speaks in truth.
Right. So. Sometimes. I'm just playing. And then Al says, count down what I told you about the movie Trespass. No. I'm going to choke him. Arson says, what that person said about you guys is so true. I do learn more with you guys than watching an hour of general bias news. Thank you guys. No, as I said, thank you guys. We cannot do this without you. Gloria says, although my loyalty to Michael Jackson is almost to a fault, I see mine too. I see bigger picture, and I see the test runs being gone, all high-profile black people. Yes, and we continue to be an well, black people are not my problem people. We will soon find ourselves without a black history with much more of what has been a travesty in this Black History Month. I agree with you. Al says, CPT Kirk wasn't racist, Captain. I'm tripping. I thought you were talking about colored people time.
No.
Captain Kirk wasn't racist. He had a black and green girlfriend.
That's
Stop.
it. That's
Jennifer
it.
says, thank you for saying that. We can be angry but take action. We will continue to be at the bottom of the totem pole because 1, there is no unity among our race and anymore. 2, we must get back to, cooperative economics, group economics, supporting our own and keep our own money out of the pockets of bigots. And also stop supporting blacks like Tyler Perry, Oprah, and others who kicked their people to the curb when they were comfortable financially. You know what? We could have just left that with the whole show, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, in essence, because that's the truth. That's nothing but the truth. And Tay says, Lord Donovan and that damn spicy. Tay can co-sign. She know this man is a little off. Okay? Tay knows. I'm telling the truth. And then Dwight says, Sadiq originated from where? Middle East?
Mm-hmm. The Middle East?
Middle East.
It's Arab. Mm-hmm.
Jennifer says, he thought he was being woke. He was,
right. Back in the day, I was being militant.
Right.
But look, it was a great way to clear your credit if you had a bad credit situation.
Oh, you change your name? Get your EIN number? And then, so Dwight says, thank you, Sadiq was a good choice. You replying to Dwight, yes, means one who speaks truth. Diana says, thanks, I enjoyed. Glad I got sent the invite. And we're glad you came,
yes,
girl.
and check her out on YouTube, Demetra K on YouTube. And what you're actually going to see on the YouTube thing is the background. We throw the background and some special effects in the background.
Yes, Donovan does his thing. Just don't put Cardi B twerking up there.
Okay, gotcha.
As sometimes he
I'll put something in there, right.
And Al says, I don't remember seeing black people or Goma Powell or McHale's AV Navy either. I don't ever recall seeing the show.
Well, they weren't main characters, but they were background characters.
Got it. And then in closing, let's see, the wife says, change Donovan to Dewah HUD, make it smooth, Dewah HUD. I'm probably saying that all wrong. Sadiq, Donovan is just great.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here, y'all, because we have been here. Woo! We went over, but we love it. So we'll talk to you guys next week. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please send us an inbox. Or a message wherever you find us. Send us a message, and we will do the work, and we will bring it back here, you guys. And so Gloria in closing says, it also says a lot that Michael Jackson has such a large fan base that white people around the world are taking the media and Oprah to task. You ain't lying about that. And more forcefully than we are. Be alert throughout the week. As you will see many memes and jokes about Michael Jackson before you see true anger and outrage. And that is so sad. But yeah, a lot of fans too killing themselves when Michael Jackson died, which is crazy.
I mean, I got nothing but phone calls when, the story had broke. I was like, what's going on?
Right. And closing, Al says, give the people some tax advice. Save it. Don't spend it. Invest it. Get together with a couple of your friends those of people who are left, because I ain't getting no money back, who are getting money back. Get together, put together a small business or buy a small piece of property instead of going and giving the money back to the oppressor. Some people get upwards of $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a piece. Get a couple of your friends together, pull together $2,000 to $3,000 at a piece. Buy some land, buy a business, do something other than giving it back to the man.
And if you're not going to do anything with the money, instead of putting it in the bank where it gets less than 0.02%, invest in some stocks.
Buy some stocks, right? So. And Donovan talks a lot about that. So next week, maybe we'll do some financial stuff. And then the wife says, thank you so much, Kamala Harris strong. Now, see, why you make me read that? No, Kamala Harris. No, Mala.
Hey, if you want to vote for Kamala, that's fine. Like I said,
it's a waste of vote. And good night, Diana. And good night to everybody else. We will see y'all next week. Peace.